Mr. Burton from Indiana.
I apologize for just getting here, Mr. Chairman, but one of the concerns that I've had, and I'm not sure who can answer this question, is why the salaried employees, and I know I've heard that you can't comment on this because it's in litigation, but to the degree that you can answer any questions, I'd like to know why the salaried employees got chopped up so badly compared to the others that were under contract. It just doesn't make any sense to me, and it doesn't seem fair. I mean, when I look at, I don't know if there's a chart. Do we have any of those charts? I think you said there was a chart, a slide we could show. Hello? Oh, there we have it. If you look at this slide, I just want to concentrate on the last column there. Those are the salaried employees. You see they took a 100% cut in their life insurance, 100% cut in health care, 100% cut in their vision and dental, 100% cut in medical, and between 30 and 70% cut in their base pensions. And I just don't understand why. What did they do that was so bad that they didn't get the same consideration as those that were under contract?
Well, Congressman, as I indicated earlier, I'm not in a position to comment specifically on the allegations in the Delphi litigation. I can
excuse me 1 second. I don't think it's allegations. You may not be able to comment, but these aren't allegations. A lot of these salaried employees live in my district, and I've talked to them about that. So this isn't, you know, allegations. They were cut like this. So anyhow, go ahead.
Well, again, I'm not in a position to comment on that. I am certainly in a position to agree with you that many stakeholders in the entire General Motors and Chrysler bankruptcy unfortunately received far, far less than they were promised. And not everyone received the exact same amount as a percentage of what they were promised. As I indicated earlier, for instance, a number of the suppliers, probably many of whom do business in your district, received 100 cents on the dollars. And that was because the company came forward with a restructuring plan that they believed provided the treatment of the various stakeholders that was required in order to successfully effectuate the bankruptcy. We did not insist that they pay everybody 100 cents on the dollar, because that would have cost the taxpayer a multiple of what was eventually invested in General Motors. And we did judge that the management had made a good faith effort to be commercial and fair in their judgments about how to treat people.
Let me interrupt here. I mean, this is pretty damning when you look at this, because the union workers that were under contract and the others that were under contract, they were treated at least somewhat fairly. In fact, some of them were treated very well considering the bankruptcy. But the salaried employees, just for what reason I know not, just got killed. And it just seems almost un-American that you would show deference to one segment of the employee population for a company like General Motors, and then throw the rest of them to the dogs, and it just seems really bad. I'm not saying this because they're from Delphi has a plant near the Kokomo in our district. I'm not saying it just because of that. I'd say this about any company in the United States. If there's a bankruptcy, it seems like there should be shared pain, and there certainly is no shared pain as far as the salaried employees were concerned.
It may be, Congressman, that the bankruptcy laws of the nation should be reviewed on that question, but the company's action were entirely consistent with bankruptcy law. Two judges ruled over that very, very carefully, extensive hearings, and judged that the company's actions were completely in concert with bankruptcy law. I agree with you that it's terrible when any individual or business isn't able to receive the entire promise that they were made. Well, all stakeholders to this tragedy had to take sacrifice, and there were circumstances where some received more than others. It was based on the commercial judgments, as I said.
Well, if judges rendered that kind of a decision based upon current bankruptcy laws, we probably ought to take another look at them. Because if a major corporation goes bankrupt like this and leaves one segment of the employee population hanging out to dry, that needs to be reevaluated. So I will talk to my staff. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for the extra time. I will talk to my staff about taking a look at the bankruptcy laws.